Okay, back at a day in Miami, and this one's even better. This was a good one. This fits with the other one we just had, by the way. Same area,
Same
more
area.
or less.
This is
Huh?
the third one that we talk about, Redlands, Homestead.
I mean,
Rome.
but we say Redlands, we say Homestead. What follows after that? What? Come on, say it. Say it out loud.
The Berry Farm?
The Berry Farm. There you go.
There you go.
That's what That's what it is.
So we have
You
the
know?
Berry Farm here today.
There
We
you
have Carl
go.
from the Berry Farm. So, and I want to give a big shout out to Erica for making this happen as well.
Yes.
I went to Berry Farm for the first time a couple weeks ago, and she was very nice. And
Shame
and,
on you. But
and
anyway,
my family went. I went with my mother-in-law, and we had a great time. We had a phenomenal burger. Like, I was actually taken away. I was like, wow, the food's really good here. So, Carl, for those people who don't know you and don't know the Berry Farm,
Right.
tell us a little bit about you guys and your history.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so the Berry Farm is the location is new to the Redland, which is 216 and 137 Avenue. However, we have the family business that has been around since 1965.
Correct. Wow.
Doing all the U-Picks all through Kendall. Those are also us too.
Wow, I didn't
So
know
we do the U-Pick in all of, we've really been from London Square, Town and Country, Deerwood. We've slowly evolved and moved because we've always leased those spaces.
But did you, not to cut you off, but did you sell that land then on 137 that they're building those new apartments? It was like a little U-Pick to the left there after Lowe's.
Okay, that was Baptist piece. No, correct. And here's the great story to it. So that was a Baptist piece, right? So we haven't owned any of these pieces. So we always have to pick up and move to another location.
Gotcha.
So the Berry Farm came about, Charlie Burr, everyone knows Burr's Berry Farm.
Yep.
Back right on 216 and 127 Avenue. He came to us with the opportunity 15 years ago. Hey, would you guys be interested in just leasing the space and running it? And I said, sure. We did it for 4 years, and it didn't really materialize to what we thought. Just the way chance works, a gentleman from Southampton, New York, came on down. He said, listen, you need to do a corn maze, and you need to do October. We had never done anything until December. So we started it. We gave it a whirl. Hurricane Irma came on through in 2017 was the first year. Knocked down the corn maze. We let it grow back. It had a big bow in it. Gave us our first year of, well, this is maybe something, pumpkins, which we've never done. The Berry Farm had never done it. Fast forward, Lennar buys that piece of land. We were able to secure a piece, the current Berry Farm, 10 blocks away. So the transition was super incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just, God's intervention of, here it is. This is where you need to go. And slowly, we opened up during COVID, which was roll the dice. Nobody knew what that was going to be like. Now everyone says, oh, it was the greatest idea. But
100%.
I mean, at the time, it was like, you're not the smartest guy to be wanting to do a new project during COVID. The world's going to end. Opened up, and we're able to slowly accumulate land to the back and expand and grow. So what you see today is not what it was 5 years ago. We've really, the same way you guys were talking about, you love walking down the grocery stores and look at the marketing, look at the packaging and the flow of the traffic. It's the same thing that we've done with the Berry Farm, is trying to really pay attention. Okay, where are people going, where they're not going? How can we use each space from at the beginning 10 acres to 20 to now to 45 acres and trying to secure a little more in the back and do some more fun things in that area, and always thinking of the needs of the people, what they're asking for and what they want. Yeah. And it's awesome when you say the burger is good. That's kind of one of our big things. The burger, not that we're known for the burger, but I love cooking and I love eating. I don't want to serve something that's, it's a frozen burger. It's a small burger. It's a quick, that's a half-pound burger that's never been frozen before and comes fresh from Cisco.
It was really good. It was really good.
So I'm glad that you guys actually, that you enjoyed it.
Eddie started with the fact that I've never been, but I want to go and reiterate that, you're not Miami if you have not been to the Berry Farms.
Yeah.
So,
awesome.
For me, I've been to the Berry Farms many times. I've taken my kids. I've taken now my grandnephews to everything that has to do with the pumpkin. I said it before we started the show, the little Christmas thing that you guys do and everything.
Yeah.
And my mom is like a big, firm believer with everything over there with the products. And I mean, it's really your next of farm to table. Really have, if you don't have a place nearby, the Berry Farm for me in that aspect is number one here.
Yeah,
number one.
So you said something earlier that was super interesting to me. You told me you sell tomatoes to Publix.
Yes, we do. It's a separate company, but that was really the whole beginning.
But is it cultivated on the Berry Farm?
Some of the tomatoes are. This year, we're really pushing more toward the strawberries because we're always out of strawberries. It seems like, by the time Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon comes, it's like, oh, you guys ran out of strawberries. And we try to tell people, listen, we can only have out there what's produced. I mean, if the plant, if a bunch of people come and they pick it all, I can't do anything. So we always tell people, really, the best time to come is Friday afternoon and Saturday morning for strawberries. Okay. Now, we're growing double the amount over in that area there. But so the evolution came for Vine Ripe Tomatoes, which is Pine Island Tomato Farm, which is really the mother of everything that gave us the opportunity to do everything that we're doing today.
Yeah.
And Pine Island Tomato Farm has been shipping Vine Ripe tomatoes to Publix for the last 50 years, since 1965.
Wow.
That's why I love them.
Yeah.
So we've been in the industry for a long time, and we grow everything that you see in the berry farm from December to May. I grow it. We grow it. The onions, tomatoes, squash, zucchini, cucumber, pickle, eggplant, lettuce, herbs, cilantro, basil. We grow everything either on there or just to the south, a mile away.
That's incredible. So for those people who see what you have going on, which to me is amazing, what is the day-to-day like on a farm? Like, I think I see it, and I feel like there's a lot of work behind that. People may not see that. So kind of guide us through, like, how do you start your day? How do you manage a farm if that's like the industry you're in?
Yeah, I mean, it's like anything. Our what we're selling, either it's the tomatoes and the commodity of the onions and the strawberries and all that, or at the berry farm we're selling the agritourism world.
Yeah.
So we're trying to show people, and we do a lot of field trips. And I think being able to teach kids what it's like to see a strawberry from beginning to end, and the sunflowers, we have all the different stages of the sunflower plants that are there as well, and be able to really to see it and to harvest it and cultivate it, take it home, cook with it, grow it, and see full circle. The field trips are a huge deal for us. So from a day-to-day deal, it's almost like it never ends. Like all of our jobs, it never ends.
I was just gonna say, Rich, more or less a 24 hours.
Yeah. We live it, we breathe it. I'm always online. You have Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. They're incredible avenues for advertising, but 100%. They're incredible avenues for learning about what other people are doing within the industry as well. So for me, I mean, our team is really like exceptional. I always say, like, we've got a really amazing team from number 1 to number 100 or 150, whatever. Everyone has such an incredible role. And you mentioned, some of our team, but we have a husband and wife that handle all of our social media thing, involvement in really from start to finish, and all of the marketing and all of the intertwinings and back deals and events and how we stage it and how we decorate it. We have a committee that decorates and does everything. We've got my brother actually helps. He's a general manager, helps run all the day-to-day of getting in thousands of people and all the burgers that you're eating and the brisket, which I think Apocalypse is awesome with their barbecue.
Yes.
And Jeff came to the farm.
Oh, no way. Wow.
Way back he did when he was still in the pop-up, but now his place at Killian is doing great. But I think we do some great barbecue also. So I love that South Florida is really starting to embrace the barbecue
everybody
community.
Loves to go and try the barbecue. Everybody loves to go and try different barbecue.
So we had Jeff here.
Gonna go.
We had Jeff here at one point, and that podcast just blew out, right?
Yeah.
And I know you guys are having a barbecue event now.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about the barbecue event you're having at the Berry Farm.
Okay, cool. So
which we will be there.
I love smoking meat, and I've always smoked meat on all from the bullet all the way to the 100-gallon to the 1,000-gallon is what we use now over there. So the barbecue competition, I've always thought, man, it would be, the Kingsford competition on TV where you got Eric Franklin and Tuffy and all those guys. It'd be awesome to really bring this to South Florida and start to embrace. I mean, we've got such a huge population down here. It's not just Austin and Memphis that have great barbecue. Down in South Florida, we do.
I agree.
So we started opening it up 4 years ago. We did, and Jeff came for just the pork. Well, last year we did just ribs. This year we want to do a 3-part series. So I want to do the full pig, then we want to do a brisket.
Okay.
Then we want to culminate with a rib and a secret meat, where all of a sudden you don't prepare. Boom, here's your meat, put it in there. And it's cash prizes, and it gets really, really good. I mean, people are serious, but the people that come, the barbecue that's being served over there is great.
But who's competing in that? Is it like local restaurants, or you're bringing like local chefs, or how's that working out?
It's both.
Okay.
So it can be anyone that can handle the crowd. We kind of vet them a little bit just to make sure that they can handle the amount and at the barbecue, like they actually do smoke and but we had, for example, Starboars was there last year, and he's great
all the time.
305 barbecue,
phenomenal people.
Has been on too.
I know him very well.
Like that, Apocalypse has been. Pig Floyd has been out there also.
Pig Floyd as well.
So we get some really good, really good people.
Well, we're doing a barbecue competition on for the Pig Roast Bowl.
Yes.
Right, that we do for the PBA.
Yeah.
And I believe it's the day before yours.
Be. Yeah.
So
everybody's gonna be picked out.
We're doing pig that day, and we're doing pig the next day. And all those guys that you mentioned are high competitors.
But it doesn't have to be the Cajachina.
There's only Cajachina.
There's only Cajachina.
Yeah. I want it to be a 30 or a 40-pound pig. And you can either put it in the smoker. We'll probably put one in too, as far as just the fun there. But I want to see different ways that people want to smoke. It's not only the Cajachina. It's not only the sour lemon or sour orange that rolls into the flavors of it as well.
True. At the pig roast, they do Cajachina. They say that's like the one that always wins, but they have other options that they do.
Yeah.
But I like what you say with the smoker. And people don't understand, most of them, smoking a pig is much more difficult than a Cajachina.
Different.
100%. Extremely difficult.
Yeah.
It's extremely difficult.
Totally different. And some people can do it and some people can't.
So Manny's going to be a judge at the pig at your pig competition, barbecue competition.
I'm down for it.
Awesome.
I just learned, but I'm good. I'm there.
Oh, it's fun. And then we roll in. So we do the trilogy, and then we're trying to keep the same competitors in all three of the trilogy.
Yeah.
So then
it's the same day.
No.
Okay.
So it's a November. It's like a January, and I believe it's a March.
Gotcha.
We separate it out, so there's plenty of time, and people can run their trials, and they can mix it.
Gotcha. I like that a lot.
They can go online, and they get that. But it's really also, if you are a restaurant, and you are trying to get a little bit more of a name and a little more of a, we promote, I market, I push it. We go through our social media team does an amazing job of promoting everyone and letting the events know it. So it's a really quiet, easy way of, we have a great following, you guys have a great following, everyone's a great following to cross promote within 100%. Our industry.
If somebody wants to be a part of that competition, is there a cost associated to it, or how do they become a part of that competition?
I do not. There's no charge. No, there is no cost to them.
Okay.
The biggest thing is we try to make sure that they can handle the amount of people, the amount of.
So if they want to reach out, they could reach out to you guys, and you guys.
And they even they sell. So they sell at the farm too. At that time. So if they have 40 or 50 racks of ribs, and I try to keep everyone at the same price point.
Good.
That's the only thing I try to do. Listen, everyone stay here because I don't want there to be a big difference in that. So, but it is a selling deal for them also.
That's
so
incredible.
if they got 50 racks of ribs, they can have all of our people. We promote it.
Getting hungry just thinking about the racks of ribs right now.
I love barbecue. He loves barbecue.
I love
but barbecue is blowing up in South Florida.
Barbecue.
And when we talked about,
but to his point, it's not just has to be Memphis or Texas or anything. I mean,
it's true.
South Florida has great barbecue.
People like you guys, the pig roast guys, Jeff, even Carl from Hey Mondays.
Yeah.
Even back then, I mean, I know sometimes Shorty's barbecue. You have Uncle Tom's.
Yeah,
those are like the OGs in
those
here.
are the OGs.
You got Shivers and Sonny's.
Shivers, everybody talks about Shivers or Shivers all the time, and those are like the grandfathers. But they didn't, not for nothing. They've been here, yes, but they didn't do it with the marketing.
Right.
Like the new age now has taken advantage of the marketing.
Correct.
And you guys have done a phenomenal job with that on social media too.
Yep.
And now it's like really putting Miami on the map. It's impressive. Very impressive what you guys are doing there.
Yeah. Thank you.
You guys have other events, I know you have a Halloween event right now.
We do.
I saw that, because of the storm and everything, it's been like delayed a couple times.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the Halloween event and what you have going on with that.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the weather. That's the biggest thing that we're predicated on is the weather.
Yeah.
So our harvest festivals and the nighttime festivals and Christmas festivals, like right about now, you transition into better weather about this time of the October 15th. So the Nightmare in the Redland event, which is the fourth year that we're doing it, is a fun event because you take two components of three components. You take the nighttime, which we're rarely open at nighttime. I think nighttime is one of the nicest times to be down.
I love it.
There
are many
so
times.
Nice.
I love it.
It's beautiful. It's calm. It's peaceful. But then you take the corn maze. We open it up for nighttime. And it's dark, super freaky.
That's fun.
So Alone, remember Children of the Corn?
Yeah, of course.
Please. We remember it, but a lot of the younger groups don't necessarily. But so then you take walking through the corn maze, and there's some activations, and there's some lights, and there's some smoke, and there are a lot of actors in there, scary actors.
That's super awesome.
and then we have, and then in the backspace, we've got 5 acres that we've been able to secure that is will eventually be a wedding venue that we're going to put back there.
Nice.
But this now is all woods. So it's 2 hay rides or 3 hay rides or 4 hay rides, however many people we get. But they go around it, and there's lights, and there's fog, and there's smoke. But you're actually, now, for the people that don't want to walk, there's that component, too. It's a scary
You can ride it. You can ride it. Right, instead of walking.
So I went through the
I'd
corn
probably
maze.
be riding. I would not be walking that.
I went through the corn maze with my mother-in-law and my wife there, and they were freaking out. And it was the middle of the day.
It was daytime.
It was daytime, and I was running away from them. No, we're going to get lost in here. Please come back.
Yes.
Yep. And you guys did a great job with I saw some drone shots.
Yeah.
Your social media team is
very
phenomenal.
Great.
Phenomenal. Because you guys had opened, and I saw videos all over Instagram, and you had these drone shots that had your logo embedded into the farm.
Yeah.
So that was genius. How difficult is it to do something like that?
No, that was the UFOs.
Well, the preparation, and this is what people, it's everything takes time. So when we start planting that corn, it's July when no one's thinking about the berry farm, and it's hot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one thing. Like July and August and September when it's smoking hot, and everyone's like, "Oh, just get me inside, get me in the air conditioning." We're outside sweating, and so there's a team of a group of us behind the scenes that we're planting the sunflowers, doing it. So actually, I gotta admit, I pay a company that comes out from Utah. It's a whole group of agritourism locations all across the country, and it's a 3-man crew. I send them the layout of what I want, how I want it to look, all that. They animate it, they put it on, they grid it out, and they do that whole deal in 3 hours.
Wow,
grid it out, walking. They kill the corn with a herbicide. And so once it starts growing, as long as we're fertilizing it and watering and everything, it grows through. The path is already cut.
Wow. I was thinking you guys had like the corn grown and then just like a guy in the truck.
And the mower, mowing around.
The very first year, I did that. And I was on top of it was hilarious. I was on top of the deal and I said, okay, keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, make it right. And we spelled out the word burrs. I got to be honest with you. I'm not going to say it was better than this one, but it was good. Why? Because it wasn't perfect. This one is so great and perfect and everything, but that one was so good because it was.
But you have fun doing it, probably.
Well, and that's what we had at the time, and I think so many times we forget where we came from and the evolution of where it was, and now we're here, and it's like, wait a minute, everything in between was so awesome that once we get to, we're like, okay, it's done. Now what are we gonna do?
Yeah,
let's do something new. Test ourselves again.
That's a good one. Now, apart from all that, I want to take a look at this what we have here at the table.
Yeah,
because this is one of the other reasons that a lot of people go to the berry farm.
Yeah,
and I want you to take me through. What's the process in all this?
Yeah, so these are fun. These jams and jellies and everything that we make there. So we've got a team again at the farm that does it. So everything that we do, we grow a lot of this stuff actually. So that everything in the salsa we grow it, and the pickles we do it.
By the way, today's Tuesday, so I'm taking this for
these are all for you guys.
Tuesday for
You're gonna love them. But so we have a team and we have recipes, and the recipes we've tweaked a little bit, but their job really is just to keep making these as long as they keep selling. And so the sweet and spicy jalapenos probably is the best flavor, like on a charcuterie. You know how charcuterie is?
Yes, please.
This charcuterie platter right here.
Wow. Right, you have it right
insane.
There. Right here.
Crackers, meat, and cheese. You're done.
Right there.
And maybe a little bit of nuts or chocolate or whatever else you want.
That's my favorite, by the way.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
He does great
with what we talked about before.
Parties,
That's it.
This with our little tequila?
Yep.
It's the best.
Golden.
It's the best. I mean, this is so we make them there, and we try to keep it we try to keep people on the farm and learning about the farm and buying ours. Believe it or not, and that's why this is so important of getting word out. One of our one thing that I thought would sell so much more that doesn't necessarily is our fresh vegetables that are at the berry farm, because people come there and they just want, maybe they buy, this. But they don't necessarily realize we grow everything right there.
But you have like a market day, or you open every day to sell these type of products?
We're open 7 days a week. We don't ever close. We do close, on the holiday, just shortly there. But we call it the farmer's market, right? And it is just it's a decent sized area next to the juice bar and next to where the acai and all the juices and smoothies are done, where it's like the not healthy side and the healthy side. We kind of swap each barn there, right? But so it's right over there, and we have everything is on display starting in December.
Gotcha.
That's where we sell the strawberries or the watermelons or the cantaloupe, or everything is on display right there. And the nice thing about that market when it comes to the vegetable side is I never change the price for the entire year.
Oh, wow.
And so these storms have really wreaked havoc on vegetables.
That's what I was going to tell you.
So December, January, and part of February, people are going to go and see, $4.99 for a pound of tomatoes, or $4.99 for this or that. Right. It is going to be, they've hit all the growing communities in South Florida except for, Okeechobee South, but we won't be ready until December. So the great thing about that area is it is always the same price. With a $20 bill, you can pretty much get your veggies for the week, which is what we try to do.
Which, goes a long way.
Yeah.
Goes a long way.
So, talking about December, you guys have a winter festival.
We do.
That you do.
We do.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about the winter festival and what can people expect to be doing there. I know it's a family-friendly event.
Yeah. It is absolutely family-friendly. So what we do during that is we bought a bunch of lights several years ago. And so the whole farm gets decked out with Christmas lights. We do this transformation in a week, by the way. We go from pumpkin time to Christmas time in maybe 9 days. I mean, it's a madhouse for us to get everything going.
I thought I was do production in my house.
Oh, and we always ask, why are we going so crazy? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? So we literally take down and start doing it. Like in a day, everything in pumpkin world is gone in a day, and Christmas world starts that very next day, putting up. So what can people expect? Christmas lights, Christmas music. This is the first year we're actually going to be selling Christmas trees. Which is, we've never sold Christmas trees. And I said, gosh.
You have like that movie vibe, you know.
A little Hallmark going on.
And we do. And so that's another thing with Hallmark. We actually put up Christmas movies at nighttime also. And that's, the magic part of the farm
that's nice.
is the nighttime down there. So during the Christmas time and during the movies, it's always the Polar Express.
Yeah.
Correct.
Or one of those fun movies for the kids. And we give popcorn and hot chocolate. Hopefully they need a little jacket on some of the nights there.
Yeah.
Do you ever get like snow machines out there, or not
fake
there
snow
yet?
machines?
Fake snow machines.
Fake snow machines. So we do, and it's
I guess it's the vibe.
Listen, the photogenic world is where it's at now.
That is so needed in our community.
Yeah.
And that area for the families is perfect, because sometimes you say to yourself, what do I do during the weekend with the kids? What can I do? What can I do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Imagine this is everything into one. These people have a community of house. These people have the community, everything you got to do. You can go do Christmas. You can have dinner. You can eat there. You can do whatever. And you just stay there. That is so needed in our community, especially with the families that don't know what to do. And it's a nice bonding experience with the whole family. You can take the parentals, your grandparents. Yeah, everybody have a great time.
Well, I think what happens to me, speaking from personal experience when I was young, is you see all these movies like Home Alone and all these beautiful movies.
Yeah.
And usually they take place in New York or these northern states. And you see the house decked out with the reefs and the snow. And you're kind of like in Miami. Growing up, I didn't see snow till probably like 19, 20 years old, until I was able to travel alone and stuff like that. So then you want to have that feeling of like the seasons changing, but you don't feel that,
Yeah.
For Halloween, you don't see the leaves on the floor. You see all the movies trick-or-treating and stuff like that. So I think having somewhere where families can go and kind of get that vibe, even if it's for a couple hours, I think it's doing like very good for the community.
Yeah, and the farm is so different. This is what, when we moved from the other location over to this, we tried to address some really basic needs that weren't that basic. One was shade, one was food, one was real bathrooms. And those were three of the real major.
That's
porta potties.
It
is, and you don't realize it. But when you go to a restroom and you've got to use the restroom, or you've got to wash your hands, and it's this is real. And there's a little bit of air conditioning in here. So the farm, and we've always said that the farm really gives people the break. We love phones and we love technology, but it's gotten a lot. And I got 3 kids. So the average stay at the farm is 4 to 5 hours. Yeah. People do not come to the farm for 20 minutes. So they break away, and the kids, we've added some things this year that are really cool. These water pillows, which I've told they're like the first in the U.S. Came from Czech Republic. They are awesome. And the little kids love them. And they're a lot of things in the farm you don't realize are sensory, are very sensory. So the water pillows are this sensory deal, and the corn pit is sensory. And all they call them the ropes course or the obstacle course, but it's strength, it's agility, it's endurance, it's physical. There's so many quiet things within the farm that parents don't realize that their kids are getting just from being out there.
To your point, it's a good 4 or 5 hours that you can disconnect.
Total disconnect.
And really recharge.
Yeah.
Think about it. Especially, with the kids and everybody, family value time. Yeah. I mean, it's so needed, especially in the world we live in right now with everything crazy around there. But
so, I mean, I have a daughter, and she's now in college now. But my question when she was growing up, every weekend was the same thing. I was big on getting out there. I've always been I've never been a person that just stay home and relax. And I would always, what am I going to do this weekend with the kid? Yeah. What am I going to do this weekend? And I would pick up my niece, and I was always going to Dandy Bear or Off the Wall or all those things that Chuck E. Cheese at that time. And when I saw your place, I was like, this is amazing for families. I saw the kids bouncing. I'm a big kid. Yeah. So the first thing I asked Eric, I'm like, do those water pillows hold 230 pounds? She goes, I think so.
Absolutely.
You can go and jump on that,
Find out. We'll find out.
So it's fun where it's cool to go to a place and you let your kids roam. Yeah. But it's much better to go and play with them at the place. Yeah. And you guys definitely offer that. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, and it's like the forever moment. We've been on we've had cremations put out in the farm, not knowing to us until after the fact. Her dad loved sunflowers. My wife was sitting there with a lady, and she said, I just went down to this farm and Homestead, and my dad and I are commonality were sunflowers, and he asked to be, it gives me chills really right now, but he asked to be cremated, and his ashes we put in a sunflower field.
That's incredible.
I didn't know this before, so she came in, dispersed them.
Yeah.
So he is on one of the sides, and he loves it. But also, the engagement photos, the baby photos, the wedding photos. Yeah. We do some weddings. It's those forever moments, really. People say, well, why'd you build the farm? Why'd you do all that? Well, It's for the forever moments. That one picture forever is going to be when your daughter gets married, or when your son gets married, or when you guys go and the baby was born, and forever it's at his wedding. It's just really that makes you wake up when you say, well, what does a day look like? How can we get better, and how can we maneuver really the people and
every day? Absolutely,
every day.
Absolutely.
So, like, what would you say? Like, what drives Karl to make the berry farm better,
or even better, more?
Yeah, better. And what is the future of the farm
to get to the next level? Yeah, I mean, what drives me? I have kids, and now my kids are 14, 16, and 18. So it's sad because my 18-year-old is going to be going away next year, but. As a parent, I struggled with exactly what you were. Do we walk around the falls? Do we go to P.F. Chang's? Do we go to Dayland? Do we go to Dolphin Mall? What do we do? And it was the monotony of, the same deal. And the kids are always good for an hour, but it's like, okay, well, I'm done looking at
I'm done. They're bored.
So what drives me are those forever moments, those times when your kids, I love when kids are crying when they're leaving the farm. And I always go up to parents. Is he crying because something's wrong? No, he doesn't want to go. I said, yes. Good.
Good job.
It's fine. It's not because, I want you to come back and spend all your money. No, I want you to come to a place where now you're in agriculture. Like, you're in the farm. You are in a working farm. There are strawberries and tomatoes, and everything is being grown right back over there. And it is the real deal. I mean, the tractors are moving. They're not moving for show.
Correct.
They're moving because they've got work to do.
They're working.
We are selling stuff all around. So really, that's what drives me every single day are people coming to a space. We're not a restaurant. We're not a park. We don't make T-shirts. We're really unique. And I look at that as a blessing and an opportunity to reach people and to reach the community this is where your world, our world is, where we come every single day, where your food is grown, and and most importantly, a safe habitat for you to free and roam. And just be a kid.
And again, to your point, I think it's such an important place for, for one, even if you don't have kids, bring your nephews, bring your grandkids or whatever. But it's a place that you really can show. The times I've always been to your place, I've been, with field trips from school with my kids and when there was my daughter. But I've also gone with my grandnephews for photos, for everything, because my niece loves to go and take the pictures over there. But to your point, I've gone there, and not for anything, my phone's always ringing.
Yeah.
I'm there, and I literally just say, I disconnect. Yeah. I disconnect. I don't know what it is. I think it's something in the air that you have. You shut off people's things or something. I think you shut off the service or something. But
no, I think you're living in the moment too.
You're there. Yeah. I don't know. You just get in. You get into the moment, like you said. Well, I don't buy corn. I buy this. I buy that. I leave with I don't know how much stuff from berry farms that I get to the house, and Denise tells me, "Oh, you I can tell you went in one of your things to me when the kids." But it's a transformal. It's a transformation that you go to these places.
Yeah.
So
agrotourism is growing dramatically.
Well,
we've had people here.
We've been part of it.
We've been part of it.
Yeah. We've spoken about it here with commissioners and other farmers.
Yep, with Commissioner Robert Gonzalez. I don't know if he's your commissioner.
He's not. Higgins is.
Okay.
Cohen.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't understand. Yeah. And all down Chrome, land being bought left and right, and I think it's like the next frontier, you know. I wanted to get your thoughts on what you see agrotourism, how has it been evolving the last couple of years here, and what do you think it's going to lead into the future?
Yeah, I mean, I think agritourism is more of if a lot of farmers don't necessarily want to go out and deal with all the people and the public and the food and all that. It's a lot of work, and it has a different kind of stress level than just growing tomatoes. My tomatoes don't really chat with me and talk to me and give me a lot, and complain to me on Google and all that stuff.
Unless you're like high or something like that.
Some people like those better, by the way.
They do, I know. Yeah. But it's gotten tougher to be able to compete with all the other factors of just growing a tomato and sending it to the stores. So what's evolved in the tobacco industry was really big in the middle of the country, where the agritourism really evolved and began all through there too. As tobacco started to phase out, they grew into agritourism and used their land to bring people out to their world. So where it's grown incredible. The population down here, as we all know, has grown. True. The Redlands is always been known as a community that is all about agriculture. So we've merged really people coming down into the farm and learning about what we do with agriculture. And we're really not far. I mean, we're just at all really like 137 and 216 from London Square. It's like a 15-minute, 10-minute straight shot down on 137th Avenue. So I think our location, I really honestly, I'm not just saying, I wouldn't trade it for any location, because we're right on the edge of all those homes being built right next to us.
Yep.
And we're still far enough, and we still have been able to secure enough land to where we're kind of happy in our world over here where people don't bother us. So where I think it's going, I think the great thing about the county commissioners being able to learn more about it and the state learn more about it is they're really trying to come up with ways and ideas to merge their rules, laws, and regulations with what the community wants. And too many times we're so concerned with, what we want as an owner or as someone in Tallahassee. And it's really about, what does the community want and what are they asking for?
But it's opening their eyes.
It is now.
It's big time. And to your point, I feel it was needed. Yeah. That they've had to see this for themselves. I mean, when they're going out there, I said, it's a new world. Yeah. They have to, pay attention. You have to pay attention of what the people are asking for.
And they're starting to, which is good.
Correct.
We're on the right path. Are we there yet? No, we're not there yet.
Yeah.
We have a long way to go.
Yeah.
But they're learning how, I guess the word is, to govern it and to monitor it and to keep the people that are doing things right there and the people that aren't doing things right, finding ways to get them to do it according to what they...
I mean, they always knew it was there, but now it's really they have to deal with everything because it's becoming... not only to Carl's point, but it's everybody wanting to visit that area. And now it's a lot of people, to your point, a lot of people buying places. Yep. And our previous guests, people building over there. So it's, people have to understand where else are you building? And then some people that still love, land. Not everybody wants to live in, Brickell or Gables. Sure. People like to live in some places where they still have, some patio outside and then go out grass area and they want to see trees. Yeah. And this is an area that still exists.
Yeah. And I mean, my wife is Colombian, so I travel to Colombia often. And over there, it's like tradition or it's part of the routine to like drive away from the city, go to a farm, hang out a day on a farm, eat a bandeja paisa or whatever the case is, walk around, buy some cheese, and then come back home. So the Hispanic community here in South Florida is, if they're coming from another country, that's completely normal. They're used to go and drive out there, an hour or so and hang out. You guys are 15 minutes away from Kendall.
We're not that far. Yeah, and we've, I've been fortunate enough to travel around the world a pretty good amount, all through Europe and even through Poland and those kinds of areas. And everywhere when you go to Italy and Spain and Portugal, a lot of these countries, their excursions are wine country.
Sure.
Go to wine country. Yeah. And sometimes it's really good and sometimes it's really bad. But we love going out there. Even the worst is the best. It doesn't matter. It's great. And so that kind of leads me to another part that we've securing land to the back, which we've been able to really, fortunately enough to secure a lot of land through like 5 or 6 different landowners. So slowly they've said it. So we're doing a brewery and a distillery.
I was just going to tell you now. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Miami special.
See, we'll do it.
I like the brewery situation.
We'll do it live there. Yeah. And I think it'll be fun.
That's happening already right now? You're already brewing?
No, I'm not brewing yet. Plans are ready with the county.
Good.
We're almost done with the plans. And then the structure is, I'm not going to say what the structure is going to be.
Let's keep it a surprise.
But it's going to blow away. There's nothing like the structure in South Florida. It's going to blow people away because I want that structure to be inviting. I want it to be, the distillery is going to be separate, maybe from the brewery, but it's going to be inviting. It's going to be manly. It's going to be photogenic, picturesque, photo op world. It's going to be really cool.
Is it going to be like a Schnellblies type of approach?
Can't tell you, but no.
Oh, no. See, you're trying to fish. You're trying to fish for information.
No.
He's not going to budge.
No, that's fine.
You're going to see it. We'll have renderings out probably next 3 or 4 months, so we'll put that out there. I do want people to see it. But it is going to be.
Collaborate with a damn Miami exclusive,
Yes.
It's going to be fun. And I have really awesome people that help me, and I kind of throw my idea and my vision, and then they make it happen. Shoot it down crazy ways, and then, this is possible, and this is how it should be.
That's how it's done.
And this is how it can flow. And
I love that.
I want everyone. I want the guy. Always, I want the kids to have a place. I want the wife to have a space. I want grandma and granddad to have space.
Yeah,
good concept.
I want the dad to have a space.
Back to what we talked originally. The whole family that will enjoy the place.
Everyone to have a space. And I don't want, on a rainy day, I want people to have a place to go.
Correct.
And in the Redland right now, from, say, Eureka to 312, where do you go to eat? Where do you go to something to eat? There's nowhere.
No.
It's sad. But there's nowhere to, and I work down there. It's a lot of houses. Yeah. There's nowhere to eat. So I want that brewery to be live music, outdoors, kids world,
good food,
kids world, great food, but a very fair price. That's another complaint that we all have, and I'm really happy to say that we've really been able to maintain most of our food costs at the Berry Farm for 5 years. maybe 50 cents here and there just to even. But we really tried to keep everything.
That's nothing compared to other places.
You know what? I was gonna ask you a question because right now you take the kids anywhere, and like let's say a family of the mom, dad, and two kids, family of 4.
Yeah.
If they go to the berry farm, what's the average eating, hanging out, etc.? What's the average that they'll end up spending there?
So I always have tried to put a family of 4 doing everything for like $120. Wow. That's coming in, that's eating, that's ice cream, that's it. Now, maybe you could spend a little bit more, maybe spend a little bit less. But I've told everyone this, me and my kids are older, but even when they were young, you can go to Outback, Chili's, and you spend $150 or $200 and you never remember that experience.
Correct.
At the farm, I will guarantee you spend $150. You will remember the experience, and your photo roll is going to have another 100 pictures in it. And your kids are going to say, "Hey, when can we go back?" And am I going to say that we have the greatest of everything? No, but we're really good at what we do. I mean, we spend a lot. There's nothing that I put out there that I don't believe in myself, whether it's any of these jams and jellies or the lemonade that we just started serving, which people like. There's nothing where it's like, oh, this is really not up to par. I'm just doing it as a formality just to have it there. If it's not good, it doesn't go on the menu. Yeah. And real simple, if it's not good, people don't buy it. 100%. So for the most part, I try to disperse.
And they're not going to go back.
They don't come back. So, I mean, I think our brisket is awesome. I think our ribs are awesome. I think our pork is awesome. I think our tacos are really, really, really good. Like,
maybe want to go with it right now.
No,
we'll have to bring it. I would put our food up against anyone, even our barbecue. I would roll it up against anybody in the state. Not in South Florida, in the state.
A damn Miami barbecue competition.
Barbecue wars. That's what we call them.
Barbecue wars would be cool.
We've had the croqueta wars, trust me. We've had the croqueta wars here.
That's good.
You said something really interesting earlier, and you said the Redlands is starting to get love.
Yes.
Right? Why is it that you said that?
Well, the Redlands has always been known as an agriculture community, right? And we've always grown the tomatoes up against the houses, and the squash and zucchini up against the houses, and so, but it's been forgotten because the community have kind of dictated what's gone on there, right? And so now what's happened is you've got agritourism that's rolled in, and you've got a lot of houses, for the good or for the better, depending on what side you are. Some people love the houses being there, some people don't. But the reality is the houses are there because people want to live in South Florida.
Yep.
That's it. We happen to be blessed with great weather for most of the year. We, sometimes the storms get us, but it's supply and demand. There's not enough, and so the homes that you just had to guess before, they're building because there's a need for it.
That's what we talked about.
And they have to be there.
Huge need for
and they want it. So now the Redland is getting love because number one, we're having this podcast. It's an awesome podcast. Yeah. We're spending time on this, and you've had a lot of people that come in there. But if you look at community newspapers, Grant Miller, who's always at the Berry Farm, he's awesome. I mean, Grant really is an amazing guy.
Grant
Miller, and a lot of respect and love for Grant
100%.
Because he's been doing it and he's been evolving.
He's one of the original influencers going out there.
Absolutely,
since before the camera and all that existed.
Yep.
He's awesome, and
he believes in all this.
He's a good person.
Yeah,
and the commissioners are coming out, and they come out, and Cohen Higgins comes out, and Keone McGee comes out, and everyone. It's not like the new fad. I mean, Brickell has its deal, and Beach have its world, but the Redlands, there's nothing that can offer what the Redlands offers.
But again, to your point, it's not a new fad, but it is a new fad.
Yeah,
because it's a new fad to the sense of a lot. It's not a new fad, for example, like people like me that I knew it always existed. Again, a place where my parents love to go. But now it's a new fad where you're bringing that other generation of people wanting to go there, with the family, and they see it as a social media. The schools, people are giving it love. To your point. Now they're giving it the love that it was requiring, and then now it really is getting to that level. As we talked a little earlier, that is giving the recognition also to all the commissioners, saying, "Okay, wait a second, this is a place to reckon with now. This is huge. We have to pay attention to this."
So I have a couple more things here to touch.
Go ahead.
You mentioned the selling of the Christmas trees.
Yes.
Okay. Every time I go to Home Depot, every year the Christmas trees get more and more and more expensive.
Yeah.
Are these Christmas trees going to be affordable, or is there like a price rate, or you do not want to answer that?
So no, I want to answer it because I'm the same thing. Anytime I go to a tree, it's like, oh my goodness, they're so expensive. Yeah. But here's the thing, and here's what we got to understand.
Or explain to us why it's expensive.
But it also depends on weather-wise.
Really, really simple. Yeah, supply and demand is number one. Yep. There actually are not that many. I mean, how many 21-year-old farmers do you know? Christmas trees are an agricultural deal in the Carolinas. They're farmers, So
that's it. It takes 21 years for a Christmas tree.
No. What I'm saying is the younger generation is not doing it.
Correct.
So the older generation has kind of died off. So it's not like a real, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a farmer. It's not really a popular, I'm a lawyer, I'm an attorney, I'm marketing guy. That's more sexy, I guess the word. So there's less guys that are doing that. Also, as this land gets sold all through the Carolinas and stuff, gets sold also, and houses are being built, there's less land allocated.
100%.
It's a very difficult, this industry is a very difficult industry to pass the hat and show up and start doing it. You can open up an office and become a lawyer, let's say, with X amount, but you can't with the tractors that you needed and the labor, the knowledge, the land, the licensing, and all that. It's very tough. So to answer your question as to why Christmas trees are not really cheap anymore, you can't buy a $40 tree. There's less of them. They're tougher to find, and the input costs have gotten so expensive. Just to truck a full load from the Carolinas down is $3,000 or $4,000. Forget about the trees. Just the load coming down. That's 600 trees for $4,000 already. You're tacked on a number there. So it just has gotten where everything has gotten so expensive. But I'm confident the relationships that we have for the Christmas trees that we're going this year are. The one thing is to pay money for something and it not last and not be what you're getting. The next thing is to pay money for something. And it is really a top class. It lasts the entire month or 6 weeks. It smells great. It brings it in. Christmas, I think, is one of those things where people will pay for a good product.
Well, and especially to Eddie's point earlier that we don't have the snow, we don't have anything.
Yeah.
So that little piece of Christmas that you really have is the Christmas tree and the smell of a great Christmas tree.
And honestly, what you guys are doing, I know this is the first year you're setting Christmas trees?
First year.
Okay, so instead of going to these other places like Off-Bird Road or Home Depot, nothing against them, but you're going into a parking lot, you're paying your $80 for a tree, get put in the car, ciao. Here you're having an experience. You're going with the family, you're walking through a market.
You can buy the tree, you can watch a movie. As he's saying, you can spend the day there. It's not just get the tree and go, but you can spend the day there and get the tree, have the hot chocolate, have this, have that, have that
Make
whole
it an
Christmas experience.
It's a full experience. And that's what we want, really, the full experience of people to enjoy.
So when are you going to start selling these Christmas trees?
November 15th is the first day that we're going to be having the Christmas trees.
Okay, good.
And so that's going to run
around for Thanksgiving.
Really all the way until we sell out, but we're planning on until December 14th or 15th, somewhere in there. Yeah. So we also have Santa that's out on different times, but during our peak time, Santa's always there with pictures, and it's included in everything. The whole nighttime opens up for the Berry Bright Winter Nights, which is
love the name. Love the name.
Yeah, really.
I love it.
But explain to us what is Berry Bright Winter Nights.
So Berry Bright Winter Nights. So you have the farm that's going to be lit up, and we have a 45-foot Christmas tree, just like in the Gables. It's really tall. We have it's an ordeal getting that tree up with the
Manny knows about that.
It's big. So we do.
I fight here all the time to do the trees here in the Gables sometimes.
Yeah, so
we're good.
It's a lot. So we get that big tree up, but then in the back we have a hayride and a walking path. So the hayride takes you all the way to the back area, and the whole wooded area, which goes from the Halloween scary time to the most joyous time there.
Yeah.
And we decorate. Last year we had all the Christmas lights. We had a gingerbread house and just really interactive.
Oh, come on.
You can't beat that.
It's just not like, it's not like any, I'm telling you, it's just not.
You know
like
what we're
anywhere.
going to do this year? We're going to do our Christmas party there.
Actually, that's a good idea.
We're going to do our
Christmas party would be great.
Our office, just
we
our
always do a
office.
Christmas party. Yeah.
Instead of going somewhere, I think it'd be a nice shirt. Everybody's always, wanting that
right. With the family.
Experience.
You can bring it with the family, with the kids, or without.
Yeah,
we can do the family thing with the kids.
I like that. That's a really good idea. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
And corporate events are a big deal of what we do at the farm, also on a lot of the nights. And so one thing that last year we came to a restaurant here in the Gables, and we had we took our whole staff out. And there were probably 20 of us, and we had a great time. But when I get the bill, I'm like, oh my goodness.
We know
this. You said my goodness, or you said damn.
Yeah, it's out of control. So again, what I always try on all these, and we've just did an amazing event with Frida Baby, who's done us several times with 400 to 450 to 500 people. They came out and they did rent out the farm, and they had. They flat out put together an incredible show. So it doesn't even look like you're at the Berry Farm. You're at an outdoor venue with them, but they bring all their touches into their specific areas and what they do. And they had the whole family out there. So we do a lot on the corporate side too for different Christmas parties and different events and holiday parties, whatever it is. I think the one amazing thing about the farm too is that our staff is really able. What's been the constant feedback is your ability to accommodate. us is fantastic.
That's key.
From 20 people to 3,000 people, your ability to say, oh, no, you can come early, you can stay later, you can fix this, you can add this. No, we did cajachinas for several groups last year for their Christmas party. I go to Okeechobee, I get the pig, I pick it out, I bring it down, we prep it, we throw it in there, we do it, and they want to see it with the lights. I mean,
they hang out around the cajachina.
That's what they do.
Yeah, I mean, we start at 3, they want to eat at like 8 or something. We start 2, and it's that's there awesome, for them. We pull it out. So if you can think about it, we have done it. I've done things on prime rib and tenderloins and the cajachina and salmon, and we did Atlantic Sapphire down south, the salmon farm, who is doing amazing things down there also. So I mean, you can think about
I've heard of them.
An 80 to 100 acre salmon farm in South Florida that's blowing it up, and
I had no idea
in the Redlands.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
But they're in tanks? They're in tanks.
They're in, I mean, if you call it, they're trenched into the ground.
Oh, no way.
I mean, their aquifer goes down 3,000 and 5,000 feet to maintain that temperature. Oh, yeah. Look it up. Atlantic Sapphire. They're all around. Their salmon's pushed. And they bring in the salmon. I think they're Norwegian salmon that they brought on in.
Right.
And they're growing them down here.
So I know you guys have a Halloween event, like the day of Halloween, the 31st of October. Okay. Yes. It's a trick-or-treat event.
Yes.
Okay. Tell us a little about that.
Okay, so the trick-or-treat event, yes, is going to be that Saturday and Sunday night, which I believe is the 26th and 27th of October. Those 2 nights also, we roll a farm. The front of the farm is for the kids, and the back of the farm, if you have, we were running into issues with, okay, I have an 8-year-old here, but I have a 17-year-old, so what can we both do rather than split them?
Yeah.
We said, okay, we're going to have the Halloween part in the back, which is the Nightmare in the Redland, which is the corn maze, and the back hayride, which will be the scarier component of it. And in the front of the farm has the DJ and has the dancing games and has the trick-or-treating and has everything open at night for the kids, so that one parent who's split with age groups can do both.
Can hang out. That's nice.
That cornfield at night must
I would love to. We have to go.
Thing must be,
you got to go.
I love scary
crazy.
stuff.
It's fun. Now, tickets, the one thing is, because, when you start going, okay, everyone has to be able to walk
Who
through
needs
in a
horror
timely
nights
manner.
when we have Redlands?
I know, it's right here. But everyone wants to be able to walk through in a timely manner and not get bunched up. And the hayride has to be X amount of people with rides leaving every 20 minutes. There are limited tickets. I've never been a person that, look, if we're going to put on a great experience, we have to make sure it's a great experience.
I like that.
Rather than, we're going to sell tickets and ticket. Yeah. So if it gets sold out, it gets sold out. That's the way it goes.
They just sell tickets everywhere.
Well, no, that's crazy.
But it's too much.
Yeah. It's taking
2 hours
the whole
in the
thing.
line.
I mean, I don't like it. I don't go on.
I went once, and it was 2 hours to get through it. And then when you're going through it, since it's like a long snake line, you don't get scared because you already see what's happening.
Right, you see what's going in front of you.
So we have a time. So it's groups of 4 to 6 every minute to minute and a half.
That's good.
So that has to be the break so the bottleneck doesn't happen. And then on the hayride, we can only put 25 people every 15 minutes also. Yeah. So we do. It is. I just want people to know it is limited tickets that we will sell on all those.
Correct.
Nights.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, that could be a little scary.
Yeah. I think you will.
That could be a little scary.
There'll be a lot of screams.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of screams.
Yeah. We need new bathrooms for that for sure. Very scary.
So you guys transition between the Halloween, and then you go into Thanksgiving, or you go straight into winter.
We're going to go pretty much straight into winter. So we'll go all the way up until November 11th, which is Veterans Day.
Thanksgiving and winter is all together anyway, so that's a perfect thing.
So Veterans Day, which kids have off, is that Monday.
Right.
Okay.
And that is going to be a day where actually all veterans enter for free.
Oh, that's
beautiful.
That's going to be
I
love that.
Their time.
That's
so
great.
11/11. That is the last day. That's really the last day that I can secure pumpkins.
Okay.
So the corn maze will stay up until 11/11, November 11th.
Okay.
With the pumpkins with it. So everything that you want to see, you'll be able to get on that day. On 11/12, November 12th, everything is gone.
Wow.
By 4 p.m., everything's going to be gone. We start at 6 a.m. We cut down the corn maze. We do it. Yeah, because then we get ready for the next season. So
we do all that corn.
We'll shuck it. We'll put it to the harvester. We'll shuck it, and we'll have it ready for the cows.
Nice.
Those cows in the back, they'll eat on them.
No, those cows are waiting for that.
They're loving it. They love it. They're smart.
Like, when is that coming down?
Yep. And then we have the 11:15. We'll start the Christmas trees.
Okay.
That 10 goes up. Trees get in. We start selling Christmas trees. November 22nd.
Right.
Starts very bright winter nights. Then that runs all the way through January, the first week in January, that last Sunday in January.
Okay. You guys have like really creative names from like a marketing perspective.
Yeah. We do.
You?
I don't know who does all these names, but it's not me. It's definitely
okay.
It's like I said, we do have a good team.
Like, we do marketing, but I see what you guys do. You guys do a good job.
We know when there's something good.
Yeah.
I think you guys.
We'll say if it's bad or not.
Hey, listen,
but we like it.
You love food.
Yeah.
You offer food.
Yeah.
Besides yourself, what are your top 3 restaurants in the county. Everybody's in Miami.
It doesn't have to be, it could be the county, it could be the Redlands Homestead, or 3 places.
Top 3 restaurants. I mean, a tough place, overall quality food, and it's right here, is Hillstone. I mean, Hillstone is a tough place.
I agree.
Very consistent.
Very consistent.
It's good. The drinks are good. The pours are good. The food is good. It's always good quality.
You can never go wrong.
And I tend to, maybe I'll give you my top 3 or maybe higher, but Motec is a really good place right over here.
Motec is good too.
Very good too.
It's a good spot there. Man, a go-to for my family. I'll tell you because I also on the budget side of things.
Sure.
100%. A steak place that's underrated, that's really good food all around, is Longhorn Steakhouse. My opinion.
Oh my God, I was there yesterday. No, yeah, it was phenomenal.
Yep.
Now you could say, it's like Outback, but Longhorn to me is just a nice. It's a good place.
Yeah. It is a good.
My mother-in-law loves it,
and the value is fair. Yeah. The salmon is good there. The steaks are great there. They have what's funny over there is you talk about how they cater. So Longhorn in South Florida has the churrasco. And the chimichurri is amazing. Oh, I have one other place got to add. The chimichurri is amazing there. But when I went to Gainesville and ate there was no churrasco.
No.
Wait a minute. Wow. There's no maduro. There's no rice.
What?
No churrasco. So it's off the menu.
The Cuban side of you?
No, that's it. They didn't have it up there. But one place actually just opened up, I wanted to say, which was really good, was the Biltmore Golf Course.
Yeah.
Sounds crazy. But for lunch, Biltmore Golf Course was really, really impressive. The ambiance, looking at the people playing golf, the whole thing was really nice.
Yeah, you enjoyed it.
I've gone there a couple times to play golf.
More here.
Yeah. You play golf or?
I do.
Oh, nice.
I mean, not as much as I used to play a lot.
Right. Yeah.
My kids
he has to be farming, by the way.
I just left the golf.
Unless he does a little mini golf over there now, we can compete with some other.
Not
big
a bad
places.
idea.
Mini golf. Listen, they got it instituted. I am a big believer in taking advantage of everything that is at your disposal.
Yes.
Am I saying I'm going to do mini golf? No, but if people want mini golf, we got to do mini golf. Just depends what people want.
I think
mini golf.
Has to come back. That good old.
Well, there was the ordinance
golf.
that was passed. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah.
Okay. So the great ordinance that was passed, which there was some really good things that were in it. Maybe not for everyone, but like they always say, the people that are in the face and making the noise, those are the ones that get stuff put through, right? So the ordinance that was passed did a lot of good for example, maybe breweries down in the Redlands and the agritourism and what's allowed and what's not allowed.
But for those people who don't know about the ordinance, if you want to touch on that really quick.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. I wish I can tell you all the details about it, but I can't. But here's what it did do. It did create awareness within our industry down there. So it gave some governing legislative laws that allow now RER, which is Miami-Dade County, who comes and they cite you and they fine you for things that they deem that you're not allowed to do.
Correct.
So it gave them some governing laws that they need to abide by. It gave us some laws that we know, okay, we can do this or we can't do this. It did also do some, believe it or not, Durham is not really bad in a lot of aspects. People give them a bad name, but it pushed more toward Durham, for example, when we're building the brewery, rather than a group of 4 or 5 people in the Environmental Quality Control Board that decide our fate through a variance. And when we talk about a variance, as we know, that means I got to pay an attorney. And the money gets to be a big deal. So when we say, why are things so expensive? Because just to get a couple things done,
the investment you have to do it is incredible.
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
And so, and one of the things I'm rolling into the brewery is I want a place where kids eat free on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Thursday. Whatever happened to kids eat free nights?
Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore.
Chicken tenders or a pizza or whatever it is. Whatever. Give me a list of 5 things and give me a place to win. Like I need to win somewhere in this day and time. And so that's really where I think being able to, in that community down there and being able to touch everyone in different ways, I think that's going to be important.
Yeah, well, brother, I tell you that I praise you for what you guys are doing. I mean, I love the Berry Farms, and what you're saying right now is just the passion, as Eddie said from the beginning, what you're trying to do and reestablish again, and the fact of you're bringing families back together.
Yeah.
And I think you not only that, but with the things that the ideas with the free and this and that is something that I think that's really going to take off even more of where you guys are at. And I think it's going to be spectacular. And you're going to have a loyal customer here for life. So there's not an issue with that. So Karl, talk to us a little bit about the vision and what we're hearing about all this thing about the market.
So we're trying. I'm trying to keep agriculture alive and thriving in South Florida, right, and in the Redland community. So there's a new location. It's called the Market, and it's the Market by the Berry Farm, and it is a non-admission vegetable, fruit, you pick location, an awesome pole barn that's going to be a hybrid. So it's going to have jellies and jams and honeys, but it's going to be a roadside stand, but a nicer roadside stand than some of the other ones. And it's on 147 and 200th Street. And, we're going to start it just like we started the Berry Farm, and we're going to evolve it. And we're going to see where it goes and what people want and what they desire. But the biggest thing there is it's an quick in and out place where people can get their, for $20, get all their vegetables for the week, or get their jellies and their jams and this. But the commissary, the main hub is going to be still done at the Berry Farm.
Right.
We're just going to have a satellite location that we can move.
Got to make it easier for the folks. Go to a quick,
maybe just a milkshake or just just a juice, gotcha. And so it's just over there rather than a husband and a wife, they want to sit down, have a milkshake, have a juice, maybe pick strawberries, but they don't need all the other great things that the Berry Farm has. Yeah. So that's what the market is going to be. The market.
And that's when are we looking at that?
Beginning of December. We plant strawberries next week. There's 60 days to get ready.
Let me tell you something. October, November, December is going to. I don't know. I don't have time. I have so much stuff to do at the Berry Farm.
Yeah, do yourself a favor though and come to the farm during Christmas time.
No,
during December.
Believe me,
it's a magical time.
Know that we're there.
You got it for sure.
We're gonna be. There I want you to
try the barbecue, try the brisket, try the ribs, walk around,
too.
Have a good time.
We'll get there since 1.
There you go. 1. I think we're open until 10 or 11. So
we'll be there.
That's it. That's the
brother. Once again,
a pleasure.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
This has been perfect. We appreciate you, and we appreciate everything you're doing for the community.
Yes.
And for everybody out there, Berry Farms. Let's do it.
I think they're for sure number 1.
That's it.
Awesome.